What's up? How you doing, everybody? Thank you for checking out the live stream. Happy Easter. Happy Easter, you guys. Glad to see you. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thanks for staying alive. It's good to see you. This is the bomb diggity, man. You see the studio? You see what we've done here? No red wall today. No red wall. I know you like that. I know you like that. So I got a bunch of different things going on here. I'm super excited for you to be here. I can't even tell you how happy I am. How many people do we got in here? We got two? Oh, two is more than enough. More than enough. Fun. All right, here we rocking and rolling. Rocking and rolling here. Okay, let's see what's going on. Well, it's Easter. I'm excited for you to be here, and I just want to say that I have been running like a mug, yo. I've been running, dude, about 30 miles a week for the last 2 weeks. Um, this last week I did 32. The week before that I did 35. And today I started off the morning with a nice walk with my broshevsky. And after that, then I chilled a little bit and went to the ding, 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 ding. So went to the store, got some groceries, did that a little bit, and man, the supermarket was closed. So then we had to go over to the organic market, and that one was not open either. So we had to go to another spot, and then they were doing the social distancing thing, so the line was out the door. And with that going on, we were just like, dude, we cannot. So I ended up going to Walgreens and just getting a couple of 1-2 things there, and that's what we ended up having to do. We didn't actually get a chance to really go to the supermarket, so that was a bummer. That was a bit bummer, but things are okay now, man. I'm excited. Uh, Give me 1 second here. I'm just refreshing. Okay, great. I just wanted to make sure. God, gotcha. Just wanted to make sure everything was cool, going well with the live stream chat. Okay, so we're alive here. I got 1-2 watching. I got a couple of 1-2 people watching. What's up? What's up? Uh, this is the way that the live stream works. Okay, so definitely make sure that you are interacting. This is the number one thing that makes this thing pop off and makes this thing fun is when you interact in the chat. So if you're just going to be watching me, that's cool too, but I can definitely get a lot more going on when you give me something to play with, because this is what it's all about. It's all about being interactive with you. And if you see me looking up my monitor with my chat, it's actually up here, and I could probably switch it around, but I kind of like it that way because I can see me really big and I can see the chat up there. But it looks like I'm talking to God. Hey, what's up, God? How are you? Okay, so I want to say thanks to everybody who's been checking out the live streams and who's offered to help out since I've started. I really do appreciate that. I got a really good DJ friend, and he is out there. If you're watching, thank you for all of your support. It's Justin. It's Justin Barini, and you can find him on Twitter. I'll drop his Twitter information into the chat, and if anybody wants to check it out, or I can do it in the show notes after the show. I can do it either way. Okay, cool. So yeah, if anybody has any information on how to do any production for video production, for editing, for streaming, I definitely appreciate any and all help. I'm not too big to take help. I'm not even gonna front. I'm not even gonna front like I'm too big for that. I wouldn't do that, bro. I wouldn't do that. Great. Okay, cool. So that's bomb diggity, bomb diggity, bomb diggity. Okay, so there's a couple different things that I want to talk about today. First and foremost, are you wearing your mask when you go out in public? You got to rock the mask. I don't care where you're living. I was just checking out the news recently, and the state of New Mexico is going into your phone, and it's keeping tabs on where you're at. So they say this is where you're starting your day, and they use that as like your baseline, and then however far you travel from that location, that's how they're gauging whether or not you are adhering to social distancing and adhering to the stay at home orders. So, with that being said, people are very, very concerned about the population sticking to this stay at home and this social distancing because they want to flatten that curve. They want to flatten that curve. I'm blown away because I don't understand why everybody's trying to flatten the curve when the Earth's already flat. I don't get it. Kidding, kidding. Eddie Bravo, that one's for you. I'm gonna take a sip. This is we're sponsored by a Monster Energy drink. I love Monster Energy drink. Ah, ultra red and 0 calories. How do you like that? I actually got this energy drink at the store, and I was just telling you about that. When I went there, I was wearing a bandana. I got it right here. I'll grab it so you can see. So I was rolling up in there like this. Boom. That's how I'm looking when I'm in the store. I'm the only person who is wearing any face covering when I go into the store. Nobody's wearing anything. So my dad actually went with me. He was buying some gas for the lawnmower, and he's chilling inside the car waiting. I go in. I'm the only one wearing anything. When I get in there, and there's people that are in there. When I get in there, nobody else is wearing anything. No one, just nobody. The only person that I saw the whole time that my father and I went to gas station to get some gas, I copped an energy drink. The whole time, I'm not sponsored, obviously, if I went and bought it. Okay, just that was a joke. One person, a guy at a bus stop on the way back home. Only other person other than me and my dad wearing masks. So these folks, I think that they believe that it's just cool. Like, oh, we're going to take a day off. It's Easter, man. I don't need to wear a mask. It's Easter. Who cares? No big deal. So that one was a bummer. That was a not a good thing. And it's kind of a little bit of a sign. I don't want to make assumptions, but a few weeks ago, Trump was saying that he wanted everybody to be in church and to get everybody back on track by Easter. And this is the thing. He's the president. So when he says things, they have they have weight. And I don't know if he understood that people are going to take what he says and they're going to run with it. So a lot of the people out there that weren't wearing masks that first time that I went out today, I really hope that they weren't out there not wearing a mask because they felt like Donald Trump said, "Hey man, I'd like everybody to be in the pews at church on Easter, so I'd like everything to be back to normal." So then they were like, "Well, he said that he wanted us to be back to normal, no mask. No mask." Say it like Jerry Seinfeld. He says he doesn't want us to wear a mask. I won't wear a mask. Oh, no, no. That is an assumption. I sure hope that's not what they were thinking. Now, a lot of these people that I saw out there, they were young people. And I was young once. And I'll tell you what, when I was young, I felt like I was pretty invincible. And these guys, they seemed to think that they were invincible as well. They were driving a like a really bad Honda Civic with the spoiler kit and the whole body kit, the whole thing. It had the exhaust on it. I'm sure they had an intake under the hood. And when I'm talking about a shitty Civic, I know shitty. I know. Okay, so don't think that I'm not aware of what a shitty car is like. I actually own a Honda Civic. 2006 Honda Civic Si. Vroom vroom. What? So I see these guys out there and they're doing that, and I'm just like, man, come on, guys. Come on, guys. You're going to get us in trouble, man. You're going to get us in trouble. They're not wearing masks. They're not out there doing their thing. They're doing their thing, but they're not doing their thing safely. They might be under the impression that I want to get sick because then when I get sick, I can fight it, I'll get over it, and then I can get on with my life. And they don't think about how they could affect somebody else and that they could be the transmitter. They could unknowingly just be a carrier. And that's the thing that the young kids aren't thinking about. Don't I don't know if everybody's thinking that way. I mean, these were kind of like guys that grew up to be douches. You know what I mean? So leads me to this next thing. I just bought a training mask. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this. There's like these athletes, and they'll wear these like weird. It looks like a scuba kind of thing, and it goes over your mouth. It goes over your snout, your mullet. Not your mullet. No, this is like a mullet's like party in the back. So it's this thing that goes over your like your face. It goes over your mouth and your nose, your snout. I'll call it that. So I bought one of these. It's from trainingmask.com. I bought the Training Mask 2.0 Blackout. It is dope. It's diggity diggity dope, dog. I bought it. It's really dope. It's really sick. It's so it's so holla. It's so holla. I'm gonna go ahead and put it right in here for you so you can see what it looks like. Training Mask, and then link right here. There you go. Boom. So you can actually check that out. So I copped that thing, and it's really cool. It's gonna be here. I got like, I don't know, 3 day shipping. I paid $7 for it. I want it. I want it now. I want it, and I want it now. I gotta tell you the truth. This energy drink is kicking in. I am sweating. I'm sweating, yo. So I'm sweating also because I ran and I finished my run at 7:10. 7:10. I started this stream at 7:32. I finished my run. I laid in the grass. I tried to take a couple of selfies. It takes me about, I don't know about you, but to get one selfie, I think I need to take something like 10 pictures, right? It's about right. So I put my selfie out there, and then after that, I hop in the shower, take a little shower, take a little shizzle. That means shower. I don't want to get you confused. Take a nice little shower, and from there, I pop out and I get this thing rocking and rolling. I'm so happy this stream worked out. I I want you to know I plan to do these live streams every day. Monday, I'm going to do Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. And then, excuse me, Monday through Thursday, I'm going to do 2 p.m. And then on Friday night, I'm going to do it around, I think, 10 p.m. I'll do a live stream. 10 p.m. Friday night. Because I know there's a lot of people who are at home and they're just chilling, man. They don't got a lot going on. And I'm doing it for you guys. I'm doing it for everybody who's at home by themselves, just hanging out, and they want somebody to chat with, to chickadee chat with. Give me 1 second. I just got to move these windows. Got all these windows going on. Okay, so told you a little bit about the training mask. So the training mask is going to be helpful because we have to wear our masks in public, as I mentioned, and we also have to maintain our health, as I spoke about when I said that I was running. So I'm committed to being physically fit because when you're fit, you have the ability to operate on the highest level possible, your highest capacity. So that's what I'm looking forward to. So this training mask is going to have two benefits. It's going to keep me from getting other people sick if I happen to be a carrier of coronavirus, and it's also going to help me to not necessarily, well, to not become infected with coronavirus. And that is all from a disease standpoint. Now, on the other end, I have a training tool that's going to help me to increase my cardiovascular capacity. That's going to help me to just optimize my fitness. See, I have a theory. This is my theory. Theory is that you have a certain amount of body fat you need to carry. And if you carry more than that, you're going to start, well, you're not going to look cute. You're not going to look good. So you need to do something that's going to help you maintain a healthy body weight and a body composition so you don't get too fat. So for me, what I found is that if I dedicate myself to running half marathons, because I do like to run and I do like the challenge of running road races, they're very exciting. I was a high school runner and I was all district in cross country when I was a senior in high school. So long time ago. But when you run these races, like when you run and you train for a half marathon, you have to do a pretty rigorous regimen. And that requires this this minimum amount of effort, and just to go through the process of preparing and then running the race, you get this volume, and this volume just keeps you at a physique that is attractive. That's basically it. It's basically like, as long as I run half marathons every 3 months or more, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be fit. So I've gotten away from it a little bit, and I've been working on getting back to it, and that's where I'm at now. I'm getting back to it. Give me one moment, guys. What I'm gonna do here is I'm going to pop out. I'm gonna do it. Go ahead, and I'm going to share the link really quick. Yeah, I'm gonna share this link. See if we can get some more people in the chickadee chat for chat's sake. You know what I'm saying, guys? For chat's sake. That's so funny. For chat's sake, right? Here we go. Boom. Boom. Okay, cool. I just shared it real quick. I just wanted to do that. Oh, good stuff. Okay, sweet. So, I'm telling you about this run. Now, I like to run. I think that you need to have some sort of cardio exercise that you do that helps to balance you. And what I mean by balance you is it balances your body weight, and then the process of the running or swimming. Swimming's the one that I'm not a swimmer, but I know that swimming is it's very valuable. It's one of the most challenging actual ways to do your cardio. That one, that one is challenging because of the resistance of the water and just the whole body. Like, you really get your arms and everything in there, your shoulders, your back. So when you're doing these repetitive movements, what happens is you go into this rhythmic breathing, because it's very repetitive. It's got a synchronicity to it, and you become automated. It's mechanical, and your mind gets a chance to wander, and sometimes thoughts from your subconscious, they start to rise up, and you can examine them, and it's very meditative. And I think that's so important for people. You can encounter these aspects of your own personality while you're taking on this physical endeavor, and you can get a better perspective from it, and you can physically and also mentally deal with these things and get this feeling. And then you have endorphins and serotonin also helping to just get through this experience. And I think that a lot of people discount running. It's difficult. It is difficult. Most people, if they don't run, they'll say something like, oh, well, I was a sprinter. And sprinting doesn't do that for you. The distance running is what gives you that spirit journey kind of aspect. And that's what I'm saying. When you do these long runs, see, anybody that's running, 5 miles, 6 miles, anything like that, anybody that's running that much, they might look skinny. You might think, oh, this guy's a skinny little twig. What a dweeb. Those people are so mentally strong. You got to be mentally strong to do a 10 miler, to do a half marathon, to do a marathon. So if you haven't ever run anything more than like a turkey trot, I challenge you to run something of some substantial length like that. That will it'll get you to a different place. And you don't have to do this great time. You don't have to beat the guy in the office that, Bruce runs marathons. You don't have to beat Bruce. You just have to figure out what kind of time you think you're objectively able to get and shoot for that time. And if you break that time, oh man, you're gonna feel so proud of yourself. And it's a great process. It's a great thing that a lot of people don't have a chance to do. And I wish it upon people. I really do. I wish people would take these races and do more of them. I want to say thank you so much for everybody who is actually subscribing to my channel. Man, it really means a lot to me. I was a little disappointed because my subscriber number wasn't growing. I felt like it didn't budge for a whole entire week. And then I opened up my YouTube today and boom, it was actually like I got 5 more subscribers. So I was like, dang, this is awesome, man. This is really good. It's cool. It's cool. It's like the world manifests itself towards me. I think I need to let go of the desire for it to happen. Just trust the process. Just trust in the process. So it's Easter. Easter, yo. And a lot of times people talk about how when you're trying to start something new, you're trying to start a diet, for example, and the person that's going to start the diet, they go like this. They go, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to start on Monday. I'm going to start my diet on Monday, but it's like Friday." So then there's going to always be this person who's going to be like, "No, bro, you got to start now. Start now." And you're like, "It's Friday, dude. I have Saturday. I have Sunday. Let me get myself mentally and emotionally and maybe even physically prepared to start this diet, and let me shore up some of my resources, right?" So this is what you say you want to do, and they say they naysay you about it. They say, "No, just start now, bro. Start now, bro." I get it, and they're both right. They're both right because they both make solid points. My experience is that when you have these clearly defined time periods like this, they're they're great. They're great. Today is Easter. So you can say, I started on Easter. So this is my assertion, my challenge to everybody here. And I know there's not a lot of people actually in this stream that are watching right now, but the people that are going to watch this stream, this is the challenge that I issue to you. We are going to do a 90-day no-fap challenge starting today, starting Easter 2020. Doing 90-day no-fap challenge starting today. That is one of the first challenges I am issuing to you. I'm going to be doing it. I've already started the no-fap challenge. I'm currently in no-fap mode now. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the no-fap, but I'm going to just lay that out. I would like you to accept this challenge. I want as many people to jump on the bandwagon of this as possible. We're going to have a whole bunch of men and women that are going to be, woo, we're going to be filled up, bro. It's going to be exciting. It's gonna be exciting. So now I'm gonna explain it a little bit. I'm gonna give you some stipulations for your no-fap challenge. So this is what it is. You cannot PMO. You can't PMO. You can't watch porn, masturbate, and orgasm. You can't say, oh man, I'm feeling a little horny, and then pop open your laptop, and then pop open the petroleum jelly, the Vaseline, and get that, and then go to town until you you can't do that. No. None of that. No porn, masturbation, orgasm. No PMO continuum. Okay? First and foremost, it's not allowed. That's number one thing. So, can you orgasm during the no-fap challenge? Yes, you can. You are allowed to orgasm. This is the guidelines. You can orgasm during the no-fap challenge if you are orgasming with another person. What I mean by that is not like, yo, bro, you see this Oreo cookie? I'm gonna jerk off and you're gonna jerk off. We're both gonna jerk off on whoever jerks off second has to eat it. No, no. What is that? They call that something. They call it awful waffle. No. And also, I never call it awful waffle. I call it ookie cookie. And that's a no. Big no. Okay, you guys are terrible. You guys are terrible. No masturbation at all. No masturbation. The only time that you can orgasm during the 90-day no-fap challenge is when you're with your partner. You're with a partner who you're kind of in a relationship or something like that. If you're gonna get lucky or something like that, whatever, that's fine. But you have to be with another person. It has to be like a thing where two people are this is like lesbian stuff. But you follow me, right? So that's the deal. So no and I guess if it's some sort of mutual masturbation, like she's doing it and you're doing something, I don't know. But essentially it's not just you're not just jerking off to just come. We don't do that. So that's the thing. That's the whole thing. Now, that's called easy mode. Easy mode. There's also a hard mode. A hard mode means that you don't get to come at all because you are because you don't have a person to do it with. So that's it. That's hard mode. So now that's the challenge right there. There's easy mode, there's hard mode. So now the idea is that we're going to be preserving all of our sexual energy. The reason why we're doing that in the first place, preserving our sexual energy. Because if you're a guy and you're watching this, then there is this thing called semen retention. And if you can retain your semen, what you can do is you can actually develop all this internal energy, and you can use that to you're not gonna be able to have this energy go out sexually. So you're gonna start to do other things, and you're gonna become productive and make better use of your energy. So that's one of the reasons why we're doing it. It's to enhance our lives. First and foremost, it's gonna make us better. I didn't make this thing up. It's literally from this book right here. I'll grab it. It's from this book. It's called Ultimate Success, and this is actually a mega book. So it's several books in one. It's Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. And then it's The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. So in the book Think and Grow Rich, there's a big chapter on sexual transmutation. So we're just trying to tap into that because this guy, Napoleon Hill, was taught by the richest man in the world at the time. His name was Andrew Carnegie. If you're familiar with Carnegie Mellon and things like that, that's where that all this stuff came from. So we master the art of sexual transmutation, and then we enhance our whole entire lives, and we start to become the most successful, optimized versions of ourselves. It's what we want. So that's one of the first things. So that's the first part of the challenge. I hope that you accept that challenge. I'm going to be doing it. If you fall off, hey, you hop back on. But if we can get 90 days deep, you're going to feel so great. I want to tell you one thing. I've never done it before. My longest streak is 24 days. I've done these No Nut November challenges. In No Nut November, you're supposed to go no nut for 30 days. That's how long November is, right? Now they do these things where they'll give you this little stupid like PDF like card, and it's called like this is your No Nut November one free nut card, right? And like you'll see it on Twitter, and it looks like a little coupon. You can like cut it out, like from like the penny saver at the supermarket, right? So you'll be like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna just like. So then you'll give yourself a mulligan. It's like a nut again, I guess is what I would call it, right? So the thing about that is, you're like, well, if I know that I can come once in 30 days, well, how do you do it? Some people go, well, I'll just go 14 days in, and then I'll nut, and then I'll go another 14, then I'll be on my way out. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do that, right? So I would just try to go as long as I could, and then you end up white knuckling it all the way as far as you can. And then like I got 20. Did I say? I think it was 24 days was my furthest day. That was not actually during a November, by the way. That was actually another month independent. Because I try. I try. There's no try. There's only do and do not. But I try to do this. It's an ideal we aspire towards. So anyway, um, I know that there's more benefits to be had than the great benefits that I got at that time. And I don't want to talk about this shit forever. So that's one part of it. Now, there's another thing, what we want to do. We want to give ourselves more, because what's going to happen is you're going to have all this free time and energy, and you're going to want to do a lot of other things that are going to help to stabilize and to hold up this foundation that we're trying to build. Because if you're doing that good thing, then you're going to be like, well, guess what? You're going to be stronger, but you're also going to be a victim of the rest of your own humanity. So this is the thing I'm talking about. If you get drunk, then you're going to be less inhibited, and then you might just start jerking off out of habit. And then you might be like, oh God, I didn't even realize it. Like you forget. And that's kind of like, hey, I didn't, you'll trick yourself into like being like, it's okay. Hey, I'll stop right before I come. And then I won't actually have, I won't have owed on my PMO. I would have just been, then I've just masturbated but not come. And you'll do all these weird things. You'll do these things that the addict does. So it'll actually inspire you to stop doing other things. So for me, since this quarantine has started, I have not had a beer or any alcohol in 15 days. 15 days, no alcohol. And for me also, that's a long time. I can't remember when I've went that long without having a drink. I cannot. So that's important to me. Now, that's in addition to not having smoked weed in, it looks like it's 100 and since December 1st, 2019. So it's something like way more than 130 days. It's no more than 142 days, or something like that, right? So I'm getting these things and I can stack them. You want to stack up all of these wins. They're called wins, right? This is a W. Man, you didn't smoke weed in that long? Good job, dog. You quit weed. Okay, you haven't drank alcohol in that long, and you drink to excess often? Good job, man. Oh, you haven't busted a nut even though you like to watch porn and jerk off? You haven't done that in that long? Good job, dog. That shit makes you feel good. And not you're supposed to, but you should go down the path that is going to enhance you and elevate you as much as possible. You want to elevate yourself and try to ascend to a higher level of consciousness. It's really what you want to do. And the thing is, it's easy enough if you would simply stop doing things that you feel guilty about. If you would stop doing things that you're ashamed of. So it's not like I'm telling you that you need to go run. When I say, hey, you should run more, that's something that you'd have to do. You can enhance your life by actually doing less. I'm telling you to do less stuff. It's easier than you think because you don't even have to take on any extra effort. And the thing is, you feel like you're going to be at some sort of loss. You're going to miss it. You're going to be you think that there's going to be some sort of lack. There won't be any lack of when you quit doing the things that you feel guilty about. You'll actually feel more whole. So I'll explain it like this. I like to read, and a lot of you enjoy reading. You don't read all the time. Why is the border of my screen all weird? What program am I using? I don't know why the border of my screen is all weird. What program am I using? I'm using OBS. Dude, if you know like a better thing for me to use, let me know. Like put it in the show notes, or not the show notes, I'm sorry. Put it in the chat, and then I'll look into it, okay? The border, why is the border on your screen all weird? Yeah, I'm not sure, bro. You know what? I have the thing plugged into an HDMI cable, and then it's like also going into another monitor. I don't know if that's affecting it at all. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm using OBS. Do 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 do. Okay, so what was I talking about there? Yeah. If you stop doing things that make you feel guilty, you'll really, really benefit because okay, this is actually I remember now. So when you actually start reading and you find a book that you like, then you can actually get into the book and you can start to actually feel the positive benefits from it. And if you read for like a nice long stint and you finish like say like I just say you read for 2 hours, right? If you read for 2 hours and then you're done with that, you feel like fortified. You feel emotionally full in a way. That is a similar feeling, and I'm only articulating my experience, but when I do these things where I don't, I go towards these kind of feelings, I always feel better when I stop I stop talking poorly about myself. That's a big one too. If like I know people that say that they're dumb. They'll be like, "Oh, I'm so stupid," and it's not like they're a comedian and they're doing a joke where they're being self-deprecating. They're not doing that. It's like they believe it and then they say it out loud and I'm like, ew, don't put that into the universe. It's not going to be good for you. It's really not going to be good for you. So when I stopped doing that, I immediately, not immediately, but over the course of a few days after I really started to make the adjustment, I started to notice that I didn't have this other feeling in me where I was feeling like insecure and anxious because I stopped allowing myself to do that. So we would like to take off as many of the things that we're feeling shameful about. Just get that shit off the table. I'm going to try to stop cursing so much on these live streams. I definitely need to stop cursing or minimize it. But think about the things that you're guilty about doing. And when you stop doing all the things that are making you feel guilty, you're going to immediately start to feel better in a matter of 2, 3 days. And that will actually help you in your consciousness to ascend. And we want to try to ascend to higher and higher levels of this consciousness on this scale that exists. And where am I getting this information from? There's a YouTuber that I really like to follow his work. His work comes from Dr. David R. Hawkins. The YouTuber is actually Aaron Doughty. I'm sure you've seen this guy's stuff on YouTube. He's been around for quite a few years. But I found Aaron Doughty because I was just looking for like becoming more conscious. And then he led me to this book. I think it's right here. You know what? It's somewhere else in the other part of my house. But it was written by Bob Proctor. It's called The Art of Living. Do I have it over there? I don't want to get off in the weeds. So it's called The Art of Living. And in The Art of Living, this guy Bob Proctor, he talks about this consciousness. And then he mentioned that guy's book, and then I went and I bought his other book. Um, it's called Power and Force. It's a great book, but that stuff is really helping me to get my ascension and get me up the scale of consciousness. And we can really do this, dude. Thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. I'm gonna keep going. So, and everybody who's here, who's watching, I totally want you to know that I appreciate you just taking the time to check out the channel. If you ever have anything that you are interested in hearing me wax on, please let me know. I'll wax on, I'll wax off, I'll get Miyagi on it. That's one of my things actually. I want to be a I want to be like the Gandalf, Yoda, Master Splinter. You know that archetype? Uh, it's like magician, mystic kind of teacher character. So I was actually taking a personality test from Aaron Doughty. He's got this site, and he would actually say rate. It's like you can rate your consciousness. You can see like where your consciousness is. I'm super into personality tests. I am an amateur psychologist. Who isn't, right? So I'm sitting in here and I'm taking this test, and then it says that I resonate at the level of the hero or the achiever. I thought that was fascinating because as I sit around and I think about things, I think about, wow, man, I'd really like to have someone who's actually a sword maker make me a sword. They have a show on, I don't know what channel it's on. I think it's like a Netflix show. I think it's called Forged in Fire. And they'll make swords. And if I had someone make me a sword, you'd have to name your sword. Throw the name of your sword into the chat. I want to know what you would name your sword. If you think that's weird, that you would name your sword, no, you would name your sword. Have you ever heard of Excalibur? People name swords. I would name my sword Achiever. That's what I would name my sword. I would name my sword Achiever, and I would use my sword to cut a path through life, metaphorically speaking. Unless a fool want to get in my way. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, when I took this test and it said that I resonated at the achiever or the hero level, I was like, whoa, that's kind of serendipity right there. Now, this is what I will say. I will say this. The next level beyond the hero is the magician. It's somebody like Gandalf. It's somebody like, obviously I mentioned, Yoda, Mr. Miyagi, Master Splinter. Now, my beard isn't quite long enough yet, and there's a lot more things that I probably have to do. Not even probably. There's much more growth I need. But that's where I want to go. That's where I'm going. Hey, let's talk about want. We'll talk about want. You know, there's the need, want, have. You've seen this before. You get a piece of paper, you fold it into three parts, and then there's things like, what do you need? What do you want? What do you have? And when you say that you want something, you want this, you want that, it puts you into this frame where you don't have it. And then you're in this place of desire. And you're supposed to per, pretend, I'm not going to say pretend, but you're supposed to imagine that you already have said thing and feel the way you would if you already had the thing that you want. And then you don't have to have that feeling of wanting, because the feeling of wanting actually puts you at some sort of different vibration. So I don't say that I want as much, and I also don't say that I'm trying. I don't say that I want things. I say that I'm going towards things. I don't say that I desire things. I simply focus on moving towards those things. So that's the thing I do about the word want. I mentioned this a little earlier in the stream. I'm I'm working towards changing my dialogue because our words have such a profound effect on our psychology. So I don't like to use the word just. I will use the word just, but I only use the word just in a certain way. Okay, I see the top chat right there. Okay, great. I'm gonna get to that in just 1 second. So with just, when people are talking, a lot of times they'll modify and minimize what they're saying when they say just. So somebody will be about to, they make a point, and then somebody has a rebuttal, and the person with the rebuttal is bullish about it. And then the person who made the good initial point will be like, I'm just trying to do this. You're not just trying to do that. You said what you said and you meant what you said. And when you add the word just to it, you're minimizing your thing. You're diminishing your own words. You can say just if something has very recently occurred. Did you lock the door? I just did. Yeah, you just locked the door. You recently did it. But when you use the word just and you're doing it, be aware of how you're doing it, because it can very much so minimize your your point. And you, within the dynamics of the conversation, we don't want to do that. That's just one of the words. Want, just, should is a big one. Let me go to this awesome, awesome part of the chat here. Anthony Trueheart, yeah, tell us about your thoughts on wants versus needs, bare essentials. Okay, great. This is a good one. So, wants and needs. So, need, want, have. I was just saying, there are a lot of times where you're out there and you you want this thing, but you don't need it. So, you don't need to have a pack of Sour Patch Kids at the supermarket, but you definitely, your blood sugar's a little low right now. You have plenty of great food at home. You want that pack of Sour Patch Kids, but you don't need that pack of Sour Patch Kids. You want it, but you don't need it. A lot of times, this is very common with gamers. So I don't know if you like NBA 2K or Madden, but every year they have a new one. NBA 2K 2020, Madden 2020. Every year they have a new one, and gamers, I'm not going to say dudes, gamers will go out and they will get the new game every single year. I don't think it's necessary. You don't need to get the new game every year. You don't need it. You want it. And it's okay. It's okay. But the point is, you don't need it. Now, if you have enough money to afford a video game console, that means that you got a subscription to this like thing, like whatever, you got a gold or a silver, and you got a house and you're paying your bills and you got an internet connection. Hey, if you want to spend 60, 70 bucks on a new game every year, do it. The point is, you don't need to do it. A lot of times, you don't need to snack between your meals. You you want to lose weight, and you really should lose weight. You should. The point, you have to lose weight. You have to lose weight. So you must not eat between meals. You must not snack between meals. You must eat 4 balanced meals throughout the day. You let yourself believe that you should snack right now because socially it's the right thing to do, because it's Brittany's birthday today, and they brought carrot cake. Oh my god, the carrot cake is so good. I love carrot cake. It's got little flakes of coconut on it, and oh my god, that's delicious. So you're like, well, I need to have a slice of the carrot cake because it would be wrong to not do that, because socially, what is everybody going to think? You want to eat the carrot cake. You want to eat the carrot cake. That's the difference between like needs and wants. These are the best examples I can think of in the moment, of course. Good point. I've been doing this too. Never saying I just want it, etc. during job interviews. Yeah, absolutely. I think that I was actually talking about the jest since I was talking about that since December. So I'm really happy that it's being incorporated by my homeboys here. The other one was should. Should. That one's a big one. So the word should is it's these words that they're valuable, and that's why they're words and we use them, but a lot of times they don't need to be used the way that they are, or to the excess that they're used. So, you should, you're making a proclamation about how something ought to be. It should be this way. It's very harmful to use should when you're talking about relationships. That's a very bad place to do it. It's it's like we should be we should be exclusive by now. Nah, not that that is wrong. It's that you are projecting some sort of ideal that you have in your mind upon this thing that is almost a living, breathing entity. The relationship is kind of alive in itself, and when you're saying that the relationship should be in a certain place, it's it's presumptuous in a way. It's also it has an ego added to it. It really seems very egocentric. It's especially it's especially bad when you are saying things should be a certain way and you're using that when you compare yourself to someone else. Comparison is the thief of joy. You should be in this spot. I started doing comedy a long time ago. There's people that have been doing comedy a lot. They've been doing comedy a lot shorter amount of time than I have, and they're further along than me. Should I be further along based off of how long I've been doing it? If I felt that way, I would probably be even further behind because it would have a effect on my whole attitude about things. Should. I think that you should take all your should and flush your should down the toilet. That's how I feel about should. Should is also, it's close to future tripping. Future tripping is like tripping. You know how somebody's acting? They're just tripping, man. Just be like, dog, you tripping? Because tripping is all about worrying. You're worrying when you're tripping. It's the same thing. It's just a synonym. See how I said it's just a synonym? I said just. You can say that. You're allowed to use the word just because I'm just I'm doing that. I'm using it like that. But I'm not diminishing it. I'm just saying it's similar to when I'm saying it in that way. So but words are fine. You just you need to use words the way that they don't diminish their effect or your effect. So I guess got a little off just then. Future tripping. When you're starting to worry about something that has not happened yet, worry is always a future. It's always a future thing. You need not worry about the future so long as you are living just. When I say just, like justly, you are living well in the now. So you are doing the things that you know you must do now to ensure that the future version of you lives a even better life than you are now. That's what sacrifice is all about. That's what delayed gratification is all about. That is the keystone habit of success. It's delaying present enjoyment and fun now so that you can enjoy the spoils and reap the benefits of all of your efforts later. That's what we want to do. But if you are worrying about things in the future, if you're future tripping, it's happening because you're not secure about what you've done thus far. The ant is not tripping over how much food he's stored for the winter because the ant is always on the grind. Funny enough, the grasshopper is not worried about how much food he's stored for the winter, but that's because the grasshopper doesn't really have foresight. The grasshopper is not keeping his eyes on the prize. He's living only for today. The grasshopper is going to get that stimulus check and he is going to go to the titty bar with it. And he's going to make it rain for 1 or 2 nights. That's what the grasshopper's going to do with it. Because the grasshopper's like a locust, right? You know, the locust comes through, he goes, "Rah," and he's eat everything. And then they just like kind of, then they like, you see grasshopper like molting everywhere, and then they're dead. And then they don't see those locusts for like another 17 years, right? That's grasshopper behavior. That's locust behavior, right? I don't know about insects. I am not an insectologist. I don't even know what the fuck they're called. But that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother like weird thing I just went off into. Kind of humorous. You don't want to be that way. You like the ant is the way to be. But maybe something in the middle. We want to find something in the middle. That's why I'm actually interested in this fasting. So my brother is he just completed a 60-hour fast. This dude did a 48-hour fast and a 60-hour fast inside of 1 week. Blowing my mind. Blowing my mind. How are you pulling this off, dude? That's absolutely admirable. There's no way around it. You can tell anybody that anywhere and they'll be like, that's good. They'll be like, that's good. Good job. Even somebody who's kind of even somebody who's kind of a jerk, you know? They'll just be like, yeah, yeah. They'll be like, yeah, I might wanna try that. The ant is you, the ant is you. You're Ant Man. You're Black Paul Rudd. That's who you are, you're Black Paul Rudd. I'm gonna write that in there for you. So you can boom. That's That's the whole thing. I want to experiment with that. Now, I have not eaten dinner yet, so what I'm going to do is tomorrow I'm going to go for a bone broth fast. I'm going to do that. That is my assertion. Tomorrow I will do a bone broth fast. I have done a bone broth fast before, and I will do it tomorrow. I will work my way into a full day water fast. My my older brother's done fasts, water fasts. My younger brother's done a water fast. I've never done a water fast. I really want to do it because of the autophagy. Autophagy. Apparently, once you've fasted for, I believe, more than 16 hours, you've got no more food in you. You've run out of the glycogen and the glucose that's inside of your actual muscle tissues. Your body is starting to now go off of its fat stores, and it's using its fat stores as energy. So you're at this point, right? And so that's what your body's doing, and you have these you have these cells that are inside of your body, and the cells are sitting there, and they're like, we need energy, but they're not getting food. So then you would think that your body would start to get weaker because it's not getting food. But what your body is so smart that what your body does is it goes, you know what? We do need food. We need food. This is what we're gonna do. All right, everybody. This is what it's not a Donald Trump impression. This is what we're gonna do. We're going to take all the cells that are kind of whack, and we're going to just get rid of them, and then like whatever parts of those cells that are left over, we're gonna take them, and then we're gonna fix the cells that are not totally fucked up. We're gonna rebuild the other cells and make those cells stronger. So we're gonna do that with those cells. We're gonna go ahead. Let's upregulate the testosterone. Let's go ahead and let's improve the eyesight. I'm not making this shit up. This is real. Let's upregulate the eyesight. Let's go ahead. Let's make them a little more aggressive. Let's do that. And that's all for going after shit to kill it and eat it. That's what happens when you start fasting. You do not get weaker, you get stronger. Because then your body's like, we have to get food. Your vision improves because your mind is like, I gotta see if there's something moving over there, so I can throw a spear at it. Your and then your thoughts they become very clear and sharp and logical and concise, and your brain doesn't start going off. Like, you're not going to start daydreaming. You might, if you get deep into like a fast, start thinking about like you'll see like your buddy, and your buddy starts looking like he's a big salted ham. That might happen to you in a fast, but that's going to be way deep into it. In the beginning of the fast, you're going to go into this state, and that's going to be great for you. And in that time, you are going to become very productive, very, very productive, because you're not going to be able to eat, right? So you're going to be like doing all this other stuff. So we're going to go no fap 90 days. We're going to go fast 1 day a week. 1 day a week we fast. I'm going to start with bone broth fast, then I'm going to go to water fast, and then I'm going to try to lengthen the amount of hours that I do these fasts. 1 day a week I'll be fasting. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be very difficult for me because I'm a fat boy in my heart. In my heart. So that's going to be tough for me. We are going to become better people. We are going to become better people over the next 90 days just by doing this. These two simple things. So I have more that I want to talk about, and I've gone my 60 minutes. My goal was to do 60 minutes on this live stream. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to wrap this thing up here. I'm going to do another live stream tomorrow at 2 p.m. I'll be doing these live streams 2 p.m. every day, Monday through Thursday, Friday night. I might do a 2 p.m. one on Friday. I might not. But if I do one but I am going to do a 10 p.m. live stream this Friday night. And then next Sunday, I'll do another one around this time. All right. So thank you guys so much for checking out the live stream. I really appreciate it. Happy Easter. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I really appreciate all your support. Thank you so much. I love you. Peace. I'm still here. Give me a second to close this thing out. Thank you guys so much. I love you. Peace.